As we careen towards the next federal election, the Trudeau Liberals want struggling Canadians, the people being crushed by inflation caused by Trudeau's out-of-control spending, to forget how the same Liberals over the last 9 years have turned federal spending into a bottomless buffet, and they've been loading up their plates on our dime. Our new initiative at exposethewaste.com is all about pulling back the curtain on the bizarre, the baffling, and the outright bonkers ways Trudeau and company keep funneling your hard-earned tax dollars into vanity projects, bureaucratic bloat, and these weird DEI schemes. The Rebel News team and I will be working to list as many money pits as possible at that website. And today I'm going to show you just a few examples to prove exactly why we need to do this. Let's start with this instant classic, shall we? The Red Couch Tour. I wish I were joking about this, but apparently Ottawa thought it was a smashing plan to spend $155,000 towing a couch across the country. Maybe the idea was that everyday Canadians could just sit down on this wandering Chesterfield to have conversations. Well, the only conversation we should be having is, who on earth thought this was a good use of public money? And who wants to sit on a disgusting Chesterfield that's been towed across the country? Now let's keep going because there's just so much more. Ever wonder how much money it takes to manage an X account? Well, apparently over $100,000 if you're the Trudeau Liberals who spent that on salaries and overtime for the health minister's social media. In a day and age where AI or a 12-year-old could run an X account from her bedroom, why on earth does it cost you and me 6 figures? Next up, one that literally put a fence between Canadians and common sense. Parks Canada spent $65,000 for a fence at Signal Hill in St. John's, only to take it right back down when people complained that it was blocking the view of the city. There's something about paying for a fence that no one wants and then paying again to remove it that is so perfectly liberal. Could they not have asked the locals if they ever even wanted the thing in the first place? There's also the fiasco of the $14,000 survey for the Department of National Defense. Oh, but it wasn't about national security or protecting our troops. Nope. It was about whether superheroes could actually perform superhuman feats. Maybe next year they'll spend your money to research the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus or to find out if water is indeed wet. But the hits keep coming. It seems you can throw some dice and find a brand new way the federal government is handing out money like candy, whether it's corporate welfare checks to businesses that don't need them, or questionable research projects that only seem to benefit ivory tower academics. The Trudeau government can't spend your money fast enough. They're giving out big fat bonuses also to underperforming departments, like the folks who mismanaged the broken ArriveCan app, apparently building a bungled travel app that cost us millions over budget. Well, that's worthy of a pat on the back and some extra cash. You see, the feds awarded $340,000 in bonuses for that mess, and that's just one department. Over the years, we've seen the government buy land it could have gotten for free, design bridges that might never get built, and send officials jet-setting around the globe for research that never sees the light of day. It's basically a spending free-for-all. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Sheila, you know what? Waste happens everywhere. That's just what the government does. Sure. That's how it was. But take a peek at what our neighbors to the south are doing under President Donald Trump. They're implementing real streamlining measures, reforming U.S. aid, cutting down on overhead with a Department of Government Efficiency to root out all the waste. It's an attempt to keep government in check and accountable to the people. Meanwhile, here in Canada, we just watch one scandal after another unfold. When the blowback gets too big, the Liberals backtrack and then just move on to the next scheme. Canadians are getting sick of the secrecy, the arrogance, and the blatant disregard for the taxpayers who fund all of this nonsense. We're the ones footing the bill, and we deserve a lot better. ExposeTheWaste.com will be your one-stop shop to get the full rundown on these ridiculous spending sprees. We are done with the virtue signaling photo ops, the hush-hush deals, and the shady marketing campaigns. For Rebel News, holding the government to account, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. It's time to tell Trudeau and his buddies that the Canadian taxpayers are not their personal ATM. Enough is enough. We're exposing the waste. To find out more, go to exposethewaste.com.